All right, so you do it that way. It's actually set to 1, and you do it on the feed in. I usually do it on the output, so that it has
I do it on
spares
the
backed
feed
up
in so
inside
that
it.
it doesn't waste the. Right. I do it on the feed in so it doesn't waste the resources.
I use it on the feed out so that it's got spares in there for in case you need extras. Because if
Mm,
you run by and you want some more, just grab one quickly and go.
right.
But okay, so now roughly where we are. We've got a little concrete set up there. Good.
Did somebody unlimit all of my chests in the build everything? It looks like they did. Oh, maybe they just put actual limits on the chests themselves, like the arms and the drills and stuff. I
Which
thought I
chest
had
are you looking
limited
at?
all those arms, but to your left, there's like the drills and the red arms and the blue arms.
The
I thought I had
drills.
limited the arm outputs, but it looks like the chests themselves are limited now.
I think the chests were limited like that before because we tend to do that early game until you get networks open. So chances are that was already limited that way around.
Okay.
Rather than because obviously you can't network limit until you have a network. So
Right.
okay. Anything else? So yeah. So what do we do today?
That is the question.
Having cold water down one of the smelters, but it's not in trouble. It's getting that it's going somewhere else. Oh, it's going down there. I didn't see it dropping downwards. Never mind. Ignore me. I just saw the code disappearing and all the other lines being stable.
Yeah.
Well, we could start looking at getting some nuclear power up and running, but given that we've got a completely stable power supply right now, it's not really an urgent requirement.
Mm-hmm.
Is that research moving, or is it just taking a long time?
Oh, it's been going for a long time, but it is
5,000, so
going.
fair enough. Just check the amount it
Yeah.
requires. It's 5,000 for it, so fair enough for that
Yep.
one. All right, so we have nuke ammo. You see?
We have uranium shells for machine guns and pistols. If you'll use a pistol.
Does anybody use a pistol after like the ever?
I don't know. It's
I've
a
never known.
possibility.
I've never known anyone actually use the pistol unless you respawn and you're being attacked. Because it's like first thing you do respawn, grab some metal, make a rifle.
I don't know what you're talking about. Pistol is a late game weapon.
It should actually be a late game weapon, just massively OP at late games. Bit of research. The pistol damage should be the only research that's got the infinite length on it. Just every like ticket just gets stronger, and this one shot kills everything.
I think our base might need more copper throughput. Like, I don't think 4 lanes of copper is enough because green chips is eating almost all of it. Because green chips is taking 2 of the 4 belts, and it's not even getting a full belt when it does that.
Okay.
Wait, what is happening here? So it's only getting half of each of these belts because the 2 middle belts go under.
Right, where are we? Here you go. Are you looking at the green circuits?
So these undergrounds right here take the 2 middle belts under to the next splitter.
Correct. Yes.
So this one is only taking from the 2 outside belts, and it's only getting half of each of the outside belts. Which is why it's getting less than a full belt of copper on either side of this
Yep,
thing.
that would be roughly how the balancer is working. Yet.
And then same thing over here, and that means that this side is getting half, and this side's getting a fourth. Well, no, it all gets mixed back together here, so I guess it's getting half of what's left. So
the balancer's fine.
I'm not
but
sure
it's
how to
not
up the
good for taking
throughput.
that.
I feel like maybe short term, I'm not sure how to fix it. Long term, I think the solution is that we give the green chips their own separate copper smelting, like away from the belt. Just have them get their own separate smelting and separate copper ore and all of it.
We could also change out the balancer itself. Because that is the main issue. Is the balancer itself isn't really designed for this kind of throughput use.
Well, and our solar panels. Somebody unlimited the solar panel chest again.
I'll leave it unlimited. Just change the inserter arms.
Yeah, I am. Let's do 400. Because they stacked to 50. Let's do 500 since they stacked to 50. Okay, well that will...
Okay.
Yeah, because the laser turret build is after the solar panel build, and solar panels were eating up all the green chips because they were unlimited. And now that they're limited, that shouldn't be a problem.
Right, the green circuits, they are having an issue because of that. So if we just took these undergrounds away, help feed it more, it would unbalance it, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm trying to find a way to do it without imbalancing the system as well.
We need 2 whole belts of copper to be able to feed this massive... Actually, I don't think we can even feed it all the way to the end. Like, I think it'll get eaten up even if we have a full belt. Yeah, also, there's iron at the end of the copper belt for some reason.
Yoink. That's nice stuff.
I was noticing that down by the robot building station. Like, I was clearing out the copper belts because they had iron on them. So I don't know if somebody messed up a line or what, but there was a lot of cleanup to do.
It's also possible someone had an inventory explosion, because if you're constructing something in your inventory and you turn it off, and your inventory is full, it will just explode.
Yeah.
So possible someone was doing that to make whatever they were making.
There's more right here.
All right. So I think green circuits are kind of a priority since they are clearly having issues there.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to figure out, because like I really think the best way to handle it is to get more copper in the system, but we don't really have the belt space for the copper. And it's kind of a waste to do blue belts. I think
we don't actually have the copper throughput for it anyway, really. Because there's gaps in the copper at the actual smelter end. Although I think
the red chips are keeping up.
Yeah, but I think gaps. Why are you getting gaps down here? You're getting gaps down here because there's no ore coming to you. Why is no ore coming to you? Because literally there's no ore getting down here. Yeah, we have a copper ore shortage. Not a shortage, it's a...
Well, the train just came in.
Yeah, I just realised the train was... Every time this train arrived, you get a surge, so... I just arrived when, when it was at the lull.
Which is the other reason I put steel chests in here, because there wasn't chests anymore, it was feeding directly onto the belt. So this way it stays backed up while the trains switch out.
Yeah.
At least a little bit.
I do like these.
And I also did a priority splitter here. The ones on the bottom half, like right down here, look a lot better, I think.
Oh yeah, they look better.
Just because
it looks...
Because you can split it to the right instead of the left. Yeah. It's pretty. But yeah, the iron ore never stops.
Which is
and
good.
The copper ore is just getting sucked away. This belt doesn't have any copper ore. I think it's probably done. Or disconnected.
This one here, I would say, probably disconnected.
Yep. No, it's done. There's nothing left up here.
Okay. Well, I think we're at a stage where we probably want to get an additional copper train up and running then. If we can. Because that's definitely a supply issue. But we also need to balance that line better for the circuits.
Right. Well, and we have a mixed line up north that's been causing a little bit of an issue.
Whereabouts?
I'm not sure how that got set up, but like, there's an iron and a copper train that go up north, and I cleaned it up a bit so it seems to be splitting correctly, but occasionally you get the wrong type on the wrong belt and it screws everything up.
Where are you looking?
Because if you get to the left of the solar panels, there's iron ore 2 or iron ore 4 and copper ore 2.
I know.
Because if you get one iron ore, if you get one iron ore in the copper train can't leave because it's not full because it's waiting for more iron.
it will do. Unless you put
Also,
you can also put a idle restriction on it as well. But it would all mean the train will slowly fill up with the wrong material.
Right.
So that is, it shouldn't ever cross over. So why would we be getting mixed ores?
Somewhere in the middle, there was one drill that had a little bit of iron in it. And I think I got the one that was causing the issue, but I've seen the train get stuck up here with like one iron ore sitting in it. So I'm not sure if somebody was being...
Your filters should be able to handle that you got in place.
Right, but the belts that are headed left, that are just copper, they were somehow getting iron ore on that copper line.
Yeah, I don't see how that would be possible considering that you got filter inserters picking it all off. But yeah, unless that's that before.
No. Like if you're looking at the drill part of it, the filter inserters are only on the. Yeah, if you're looking at the drills themselves, the filter inserters are only on the lanes that are going to the right. The lanes that are going to the left are just solely copper, but they don't have filter inserters. So somebody was not too cautious about putting the correct stuff on the correct belts, I think was the issue. And by somebody, I'm pretty sure it was JD, but you know.
Yeah, well, they all look like they're good now, yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a way around that is to set the train to have an idle delay. So if it sits there idle for 30 seconds, that means it's not quite full, but it can't load for some reason. And then at the drop-off point, you've got to have you've got to use it says steel chest. You've got to use passive providers and have a active request for any iron ore that might accidentally get into it before it gets picked out.
That could work.
You'd have to use filter inserters for the extraction as well, otherwise it'll pick up the iron and put it onto the copper smelters.
Mm-hmm. I mean, really, we should just make sure that it never gets mixed up before it gets ready.
Yeah, it's one of those things. If you're going to be bringing a mixed train through by accident on a regular basis, or even if it's planned, you can do it that way. But you've got to.
I mean, if we're going to do,
that's how you plan for it, basically. But ideally, you should never have mixed trains coming in.
Unless you have a robot-based smelter, in which case it's fine to do mixed trains.
Except it massively kills the server.
Yeah.
I think.
Also, I don't know if you looked at the map with the roboports on, but we have a lot of robot coverage.
Excellent.
Because the walls have built-in roboports.
Yeah, I like to have almost a full coverage, if not possible to get a full coverage sometimes, because it's amazing.
Well, I know JD was like, wait, I thought we were trying to go for a small amount of roboports, and I'm like, ha, no.
Well, I think you wanted to have a separate network for the walls to the main base, so that the network itself would be classified as small. And it's sort of like, you could do that, or you could do it the Factorio way, which is make it big.
I make everything as big as I can. That's just how I roll. So, have we figured out what we're going to do this episode? I don't really want to hit record yet if we don't know what we're doing.
I'm already recording just in case, but I'll probably edit most of this out anyway ahead of time.
Oh.
I do it just in case because it's like in case anything happens that's interesting that you want to be able to catch that bit. For example, power goes out entirely, your laser defenses are down, the bite decide to attack and you're not recording yet.
Oh, you mean like how our power went down and we had to build solar panels and nobody got to see it because it was off camera?
Yeah, it's stuff like that, yeah. You learn from your mistakes, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
The first time that happened to me was on Cracktorio 1. I was building a train station in the south. There was about 4 people on the server. They all disconnected for the night. I was just doing the final tidy up. At the exact moment, the biters did a coordinated attack on the north of the base, the south of the base, and the east of the base. I had to run around and keep it operational because they were actually breaching the defenses. And at the same time, when I did all that, and I managed to just get the base stable, they hit the place I was building, which didn't have any defenses at all at that time because I was literally building it.
Oh, it's nighttime right now, so you can see exactly how much coal we're eating up with. Well, actually, it's about to be not nighttime anymore. But you can see we're getting about half a belt gone
That's not too bad. We should get some nuclear power up and running just to help with that, mostly because we can.
Yeah.
Also, I
I
never
feel
built
like
nuclear.
something's getting split incorrectly, but I can't figure out where.
Where's that one going? That's into the other side of
Like,
that.
this is a full belt right here, but it's making less than a full belt coming out.
It's split twice though. Once we go in at the top, which is just have to use
Right,
a balancer for the far side over there.
Okay, so this underground belt puts an entire half onto this side.
Yep.
And
the
then
splitter does it to
this
the
one's only
other
getting
side.
a fourth on this side.
And that's just balancing this side here. That's all that's doing. It's double-siding that. And it's split here again, so it double-sides it twice. So it's basically that one line is getting fed into 3 different places, then back onto itself again.
This is basically a safety thing, so that if we completely run out of coal, this thing will still split it onto the remaining belt so that we get the coal to the fuel.
Yep. Also, if I was right, if it was done, these shut down when we run low on power. These were set to shut down the system when we run low on power, so that the coal shuts off to the smelters and prioritizes the power supply.
Yes, I think it's like less than 60. Actually, I kind of want to bump this first one up to less than 70, like this one right here. So if it gets under 70%, this one will shut off because that one's just feeding plastic, I believe.
Yeah, plastic to the south, and across we've got the actual main smelters.
Yeah. So that coal will last us a little while, but we need to get more coal input pretty soon, I think. Yeah. How's this one doing? There's a little bit of coal left here.
Are we still producing solid fuel for the express purpose of emergency supply?
I don't know.
Because I had it making some, but it got turned off like twice.
Yeah, I haven't even looked.
Let's see. Yes.
Where's this coal coming from? Wow. This is belted a long way.
What, the coal to the top and turn off?
That works. Yeah.
It works, but
it'll work. Any idea why there's no iron ore going to this last steel production? I mean, we don't need it right now, but we've got 4 steel productions and only 3 of them have iron going to them.
My guess would be either there weren't enough lines of material, or, more likely, whoever built it got fed up and quit. Realised it probably wasn't needed at the time and just went, nope, there's no point continuing, it's not actually needed.
Well, let's see. We've got a 4-to-4 balancer,
I mean,
which then gets split into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lanes.
I mean, it's a single line of steel out, so it's not needed, but I bet that's the reason why it was...
Okay, so I see what's going on here. So
this is a double
it's
here.
4-to-4, and then this splits it into 5 so that 2 of them go in here, 2 of them go in here, and then this is kind of like an extra overflow area.
Yeah, and then there's...
So that this one's really not actually needed at all.
Yeah, I think that's what the person who... It's JD, I think he probably built it and went, we don't need that many, and just stopped. Why remove it? Why not just keep it there prepped and ready?
For when we do need it.
Exactly. Also, just to annoy me, there's an inserter up here that needs fuel. And... there you go. That's one massively overpowered burner inserter with now 1 block of solid fuel in it because I have no coal on me.
Ah, okay. I know why research is going so slow.
What were we missing?
Only the first 8 are getting purple science because there's not enough purple science coming down the belt.
Ah, well that's something we can definitely look at increasing. Is that by any chance a problem?
I think that's what JD was working on fixing.
Well, it's not here, so we have to fix it.
It's probably green chips, if I remember correctly.
It will be, because that's what's got copper supply issue. Where is the purple science, anyway? Manufactured.
It's way up and to the right, like over by the oil, or iron ore 2.
Iron ore 2.
So let's see. Purple is not getting enough furnaces because the furnaces are not getting enough red chips.
And the red chips
because
are
the
being
red
strung
chips
by
are not
green.
getting enough green chips.
Yep. So it's back to the copper situation again. Basically.
No, actually, the red chips are getting eaten up by yellow science.
Well, the red chips are backed up here by blue chip production.
Wait, where are you?
I'm just looking
Oh,
at
there
the
you are.
blue chip. I'm in the map mode looking around.
Oh,
So
well,
there's
then I
a
have no
bottleneck
clue.
of them there.
Wait, I was removing a belt. Which one was I removing? Oh, I think it was this one. The empty one.
Okay, so the... What are you guys? I can never tell. Speed module, I'm going to assume those are. They're using up all the reds.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to increase red throughput. Red throughput is being constrained by...
Greens, I think.
I'm just double checking. It's wires getting to there. There's definitely a problem with green supply. Yeah. Funnily enough, the right hand side is fine. It's the left hand side of the belt that's having issues with green.
Is everything getting pulled off the same side of the belt, maybe?
It's a
Where
really
is
bad
it?
balancer.
Oh,
It's a really bad balancer.
I have no clue where this belt is going. I'm just deleting it as I follow it.
Okay, that's a really
okay.
bad. The reason why the greens are having issues, with the reds are having issues, is it's a really bad balancer on the top.
Where?
The top of the reds. There, the splitters.
Oh, here?
This side's getting a solid green, but the other side's not getting a solid. So
you mean
this here?
the green output?
Yeah. So the green going down. What's happening is this right hand side is solid and the left hand side is partial.
Why is that? Like the splitter is the same, so it should be doing it the same
it's
way.
something bad with the actual balance because it's getting gaps in it. I'm just looking at it now. That's double sided there. It should be fine. My guess is because this side's backed up here, but it's not. But it's obviously not backed up that side.
Right. So I just want to check something really quick here. If that does get backed up, I think it'll probably keep it pretty backed up, won't it?
No.
No, it still won't.
No, because these
Why
are not
is
moving. These are not moving out of here where I am. So this one's always backed up, but because this one's draining from it, this side has a constant flow.
Well, but we have two belts going in and only one belt technically coming out since there's two half belts.
Yes, but we've got to remember the top ones are actually moving. They're just so you might have two belt. You don't have two solid belts coming in,
right?
But you do have about 2.25 belts 1.25 belts leaving. So it's a mixture of the lack of throughput of green and the way the balancers are prioritising the second half. So again, we're not quite down. We're definitely down to copper issue because these aren't being fed down the bottom. So we're back to copper issue.
Right. Which, well, actually, I think, let me see here. This needs 1 every half second, so 2 a second. So 2, 4, 6.
But if you actually look, they're running out
12,
here.
24. Yeah, it's not going to get much further than where I'm standing right now, even if it's a full belt, because that would be 24 right there, and it takes 27 on a red belt, right?
Yeah, so I'll say it's too long. So we either need to give them a second belt,
yeah,
or we need to shorten it and make another one somewhere else.
I would tend to say let's give it more copper because I mean, if I'm standing at the furthest point.
Well, my opinion is more's always better. So
yeah, I'm gonna cut these lines so we know where to insert the second belt. Bring another line down on each side.
Yeah, the other side's doable, a bit tight, but this side's really easy.
So wait, what if we do this? If we get rid of this, now we have 2 lines. Same thing here.
Yeah, okay, I will bring that line down. Just bring it here. We can fit it. And then feed it into there. There we go. So let's feed. Assuming these actually have the throughput for it, this will work.
Well, I don't think they do. But
No,
we'll
right
get
now they
there when
don't
we get
because
there.
the actual smelters are not going to be able to handle it.
Except if we're taking 2 full belts off here and 2 full belts off here,
So I'm saying,
we're gonna take all all of the copper.
well, luckily it won't take it all for the bottom because there's not as many inserters, but it's still going to massively drain the copper for the far end of it.
Right.
And it's a pain in the ass to add more lines to the bus because we built too close to it.
Mm-hmm. So did you already connect that in on your side?
Yep, it's already connected and it's producing. They are struggling to get copper down to the bottom on both of them now, but the more of it is reaching, so we definitely increased some of the throughput. But,
Are you sure? Because it looks like less.
no,
like right here, it looks like we're getting less green.
We've got less green because of for the time it was severed.
Oh. Yeah, that would do
but
it.
they are technically producing more because more of the machines are producing, but they are still limited by the copper. It's still, again, it's a copper throughput issue.
Okay, the copper ore is getting all the way to the end. And these belts are basically full.
Well, these guys are... Why are you not dropping your stuff on the ground? Why are you letting gaps up here is a real question.
Where what? What?
The inserters, they're allowing small gaps to be created. And this should be for maximum.
Well, it should have been or it should have been fed in like this, so that the arms were feeding it like that, because then it wouldn't leave any gaps.
But then, yeah, it's a lot more room to build, that's all.
Right. Way to steal that.
Do you not have any bots on you while your robot turned off? Because every time you do that, I end up getting them.
I do. I have 100 robots.
Is your robot turned on?
4 robots. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because
they just like you better, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. There's probably more room in my suit because I don't have a full complement of thing.
I don't know. When I do it right here, it works just fine. It's just apparently I was closer to you. Let's see how this is working.
You were still on top of the things you removed. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that looks a little better. It's still not filling up all the way here, though. Also, people splitting the belt this way frustrates me.
What way? 1 second, let me find where you are. Splitting the belt what way?
This green belt that I'm siphoning off right now,
yep.
It doesn't need green on both sides of the belt because it doesn't have that much to produce. Splitting off one side of the belt would leave more and not cause as much of backup on that line.
Okay.
I have 59 fish. Not sure where those 59 fish came from, but yay fish.
59 fish. Fish are always useful. Okay, we could get some more copper throughput when the trim disappears by altering the priority splitter you've got set up, because right now it takes 2 copper lines and puts them into 1.
Wait, which priority splitter? Oh, the lines that are coming in from the mines?
Right now there's 2 lines coming in from the mines, and when the train runs out, they drop down to 1, because they only the double side 1 belt. That would give us a small boost when the train's not around.
Or maybe we just need more trains so that there's never not a train in the stop?
Well, that's always the preferential treatment to required. I'm happy to go set a train station up, but that will actually do work for now. Give us a short-term boost if we fed that into the second belt. Bye. Right, so where's the nearest copper we can feed in?
By belt? Probably by the iron mines that I'm in right now.
Train's the best option. There's 1 million there, 700k there, 2.8 million over by your maze.
So I apparently need to change up this thing here because the little shuttle train is so fast that it breaks the gates. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it down.
Yeah, so either the gates need to be faster, or you need to put a load of weight onto that thing.
Well, if anybody is paying so little attention that they end up in the middle of the track when a train's coming, that's their own fault. Because this does have barricades to keep you from walking across the track.
Yeah.
Which should work.
Okay, so one of the options would be definitely get a second train on that line for the copper. And there is a nice copper down there we could siphon off quite easily.
Right.
It's close enough to the copper one to belt it to copper one. And copper one has an issue right now of not filling the station up fast enough anyway, so I'll go do that. At least get those piped into the copper one. Do I have mines on me? I do. I do. Hey, look at that. I'm actually prepared and everything. So I'll go get those piped in. At least that will get the train moving faster. And it might actually be possible at that point to put a second train on that line.
So here's a totally separate question. How should we get this mine set up?
But the one by
because
the
it's a tiny mine where I'm at right now. It's partially copper ore and partially sulfuric acid, or not sulfuric acid, the green one. Uranium.
Uranium, yeah.
So I'm thinking we need a train because it's far enough out that we shouldn't use belts or bots. And it's going to be mixed belt, so we need to sort it. I'm not sure. Well, here's what I'm going to do, first of all. Let's rip those out. Not that blueprint. I suppose before we do too much more, we should probably do introductions and all that.